What's good, everybody? It's Mr. Composition, the MC that writes fiction, back at it with another reaction. Yo, we've made some breakthroughs in science. Hypersonic travel? Yo, this is straight out of some sci-fi movies. If you're new to the channel, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, notification bells on so you don't miss when I drop a new video. So I saw this and it was along the lines of something that I was thinking about, and also as far as with this movie Atlas that came out, um because there was I was doing a reaction to the Critical Drinker, and he was just all like, yeah, Andromeda is like 1.2 whatever light years away, and that's going to be our biggest issue when it comes to space travel, is the fact that things are so far away that just wouldn't be able to get to it in several lifetimes, so of course the what we've seen in movies, warp drive, hypersonic, different things like that, it seems like this is becoming more and more reality. And personally, I think that it's needed, and compared to the type of technology that, if you believe in aliens or not, whatever, because the government, not saying everything the government says is correct or whatever, and there's theories that they may have made up a lot of this stuff just for certain things. But in regards to how under the radar, or how much people just disregarded it, as far as them saying that we have had access with aliens, we do have some of their technology. Their technology is far beyond what we can even comprehend. And if they were to attack or do something, we wouldn't be able to protect ourselves. I feel like this is where steps like hypersonic and different things like that go into play, as far as us being able to, kind of elevates when it comes to our technology. But then I'm just like, at what cost really? Because it's like we're super advanced and technologically uh above in a lot of different things. I wouldn't say just here in the West, but worldwide in general, counting all the other countries that have amazing technological and scientific breakthroughs. We're still like light years behind, but even with all of those things, how are we treating this? It's just like, at what type of course it affects humanity, but in what way? And so that's why I'm looking at this. So let's take a look here.
Well, imagine this: flying from Tampa to China, Australia, or anywhere else in less than an hour.
That's
Flight
crazy.
engineers at the University of Central Florida are figuring out the secret to safe hypersonic travel.
This is
And
safe.
Fox 13's Greg
It's all
Patrick
like,
explains
maybe
their
already
discovery in
out, but
tonight's edition
safe.
of Breakthroughs in Science.
Which is interesting because like the bullet train or different things like that, like we took this in Japan, and it was like from the airport to wherever, but also going to the airport. We took one of those and it was dope. Like, we got there in no time, and it didn't feel like, you would think when you're going super fast with something, there's a, or like a roller coaster type of thing, but there wasn't that. Like, it was just like we were sitting in there, but it was going super fast.
9 to break the speed barrier without emitting the deafening supersonic boom on people below. And right now, commercial airlines are producing a new generation of supersonic jets to cut passenger flight times in half.
Wow.
But while that's all drawing a great deal of excitement, as it should,
Conceptual
these
render.
students at the University of Central Florida have already taken a much greater leap.
But before we get into that, this video is sponsored by me. Hey, if you want to dive into new music, I have a catalog. Yeah. These are not singles, these are albums. But more recently this year, I did release an album called Tame Chaos. So you can listen, stream, download, purchase, all of that in the link in the description. And just, check it out, because I want to see if people are actually seeing this and going to the site. So anyways, guys.
10 minutes by air from Tampa to California.
Yes.
Well, they've not
Wow.
yet built such a jet, but they did figure out
From
how to
Tampa to
stabilize a
California?
hypersonic engine in this lab.
That is insane, because I would say from Texas to California on plane would probably be about like less than 2 hours or so. So in a couple of minutes going from Tampa to Cat, that is insane. That is
It's
wild.
hypersonic as opposed to supersonic. NASA's X-59 supersonic aircraft is designed to fly 925 miles per hour.
Hey,
UCF's hypersonic design could lead up to air travel 14 times faster, up to 13,000 miles per hour.
whoa.
The first reaction was actually denial. So from
Wow.
not believing it's actually real.
Now, for context, we've powered engines through internal combustion for more than 200 years.
When you have like a fuel injector on a car, it sprays mist into your combustor.
The fuel mist burns, which releases energy, which drives motion. And so we currently ride or fly on comparatively slow, controlled reactions like a burning candle flame. But with hypersonic engines, instead of a slow burn, they set off a chain of powerful explosions, which drives much more motion with much less fuel.
That controlled explosion is highly efficient at releasing that energy compared to
That's
your
interesting.
typical candle flame, which you fly on today. That is not an efficient process.
But while hypersonic engines are far more powerful and efficient, they can also be unstable.
Yeah.
The problem with the detonation process is that it's unsteady and very hard to
It
control.
fucking
And
explode.
that's where Dr. Kareem Ahmed and his students broke new ground. They developed and tested the world's first hypersonic engine that can stabilize the detonation. So what were you thinking? Holy smoke, we did it.
Yes, we were able to stabilize it repeatedly. It was exciting that now we've got
What?
the world first stabilized oblique detonation wave.
Here's
That
the
is
first experiment that drew attention
crazy.
around the world. It's basically a tube split into 3 parts.
That is insane. What? Oh my goodness. That is wild. I'm gonna leave the full video in here so that way y'all could go check out this full video. But whoa, that is insane. Like, because my whole thing was the fact of the possibility of it exploding, like with them saying it wasn't stable and different things like that. I was just like, well, yeah, I mean, it would freaking explode, but to see it stabilize like it's one of those things that though I'm not there, just seeing it and somewhat knowing what is happening, I'm like, yo, this is crazy because they did the conceptual, things on how it would work, but to actually see it, now we want to see it like in motion, so that's going to be very, very interesting. That is dope. And it just makes me think, for one, it makes me think, who are the people that are going to be using this? Because I would imagine that the prices for this, for a ticket price on these planes would be ridiculously outrageous. So unless you're some type of personality or you have like a ridiculous amount of money, it is going to probably be a lot of money because of the fact of even to create that and maintain it. I couldn't even imagine. Like to be able, I could easily see some of these tickets starting off, like just say something from Florida to California and the times that they're talking about. Realistically, I would probably see it at $1,000, which is crazy. To be able to go there within a couple of minutes, like that is insane. So that's what that makes me think about. And that's why when I look at certain things like this, I'm like, eventually it will affect everybody. But the one thing that I think about is though things are moving pretty quickly, how many people within the lifetime, let's say the next 75 years or so, are actually going to be able to use this? I'm not saying that in the future where this will be as common as what planes are now. That's kind of like what I'm looking at. Not to say that it isn't beneficiary. It's not that it doesn't benefit us now, And of course, this could be used for other things, which is why I brought up the whole aliens in the beginning and mentioning that. It just certain things, I'm just like, as far as the general public, I'm not sure. It's cool to know about it. And me being like a writer, different things like that, it's cool to be able to get some more stories that kind of get into this aspect of things instead of the super future. Let's talk about the let's develop the stories and movies around this first being implemented and some of the crazy stuff that happens as far as with it, the accidents or malfunction, different things like that, and the successes, getting the finally getting into stability, all those different type of things. I think that versus the way future where this stuff is implemented in its everyday use, so that way you don't have to explain everything. Let's get to the beginning stages like this, like literally seeing that energy. I'm just like, my eyes lit up. I'm just like, oh, that is dope, just because I'm picturing the application of it with the physical, plane and that takeoff, So it's interesting. This is the type of things that interest me. So if you have any other videos like this or information you want me to kind of talk about, or if you want me to start talking about more of this stuff, then let me know in the comments. Discussion open. So yeah, talk to me in the comments. It's Mr. Composition MC that writes fiction. Back at it with another reaction. Make sure to like, subscribe, notification bells on so you don't miss when I drop a new video. On the road to 5K, make sure to check out the description for my music, books, comics, and more. All right, y'all. Peace.